Hey everybody, today we're taking a look at the DC vs. Marvel Amalgam Age Omnibus. It is here! Hey everybody, welcome back to BK's Bullets. As always, I'm your host, Brent, and today we're taking a look at this lovely new addition to my collection, the DC vs. Marvel Amalgam Age Omnibus. So, if you haven't been paying attention, this is a one-time printing only omnibus. There is another one called the DC vs. Marvel Omnibus that has the crossover classics, as they would call them. This contains the actual DC vs. Marvel series and all of the Amalgam books, plus two other miniseries that I did not know existed. So with that, let's get this book open and take a look at it. I got the direct market Jim Lee cover. I ordered these a long time ago as a birthday present to myself because they were originally supposed to come out on my birthday way back in August of 2024. Here's the spine. And just like the crossover classics here, you've got all the characters featured in this omnibus as heads, but these are all the Amalgam characters. So you got people like Dark Claw, Bruce Wayne, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., Super Soldier, Thanos, Spider-Boy, Amazon, Iron Lantern, Doctor Strange Fate, Bat-Thing, Lobo the Duck, Speed Demon, Thorian, Dare the Terminator, Beastling, Dr. Doomsday, and the Four-Armed Thing. I've not read anything in this omnibus except the actual DC vs. Marvel crossover, the original event, and Legends of the Dark Claw. That's the only one I have read of all the Amalgam. So here's the back cover. There is another pullout in this one of the Jim Lee cover, so fear not. And then let's open this up. I did stretch it, but my particular copy is really, really tight. So here's the insert pages. I love this on the back here. If we can focus on this. This is pretty cool. Complete your omnibus collection. These are actually things that don't exist, right? But I love that we're still, like everything else in this book, pretending that Amalgam Comics is a real thing and that this omnibus is just one of a whole line of omnibuses that you could get your hands on if you lived in that universe or if they continue this. Age of Apocalypse Omnibus, spelled like the DC Comics planet. The Abominable Skulk. All-Star X-Westerns, Alpha Outsiders, Aquamariner, Dare the Terminator, Omnibus Volume 1, Fantastic Legion, Further Adventures of Apollo and Firebird, I don't know who that is, John Jones, Vampire Hunter, sounds like Blade and Martian Manhunter crossed over, Judgment League Avengers, Mighty Amazons, The New Western Teen Malform Force, The Rise of Ra's Apocalypse, Ra's al Ghul, Sergeant Rock's Howling Commandos, that's Nick Fury's Howling Commandos and Sergeant Rock combined, Spider-Boy and his Astonishing Friends, Super Soldier Action, Thunderhawk, Way Cool Spider-Boy, and Weird Western Mutant Tales. I love that they just kind of are like, hey, here's something fun. Pretend these exist. So this is the same paper that's on the other Crossover Classics Omnibus. Like I said, mine is really tight. I'm not sure why. But then on the actual book here, you got this John Byrne image. And that is also inside as well. So, all right, let's get this puppy open. And page through here. So, pretty similar layout to the other omnibus where everything's a little bit kind of cockeyed with the art here. All the writers, all the pencilers, inkers, colors, letterers. Dave Gibbons doing the collection cover art on the mass market version. Dedicated to Mark Gruenwald, who has passed away. But writers, you got Ron Mars, Carl Kessel, Peter David, Dave Gibbons, Larry Hama, Barbara Kessel, John Byrne, Kurt Busiek, and then some of them, pencilers, Butch Guice, Pat Olaf, Claudio Castellini, Rudolfo DiMaggio, Dave Gibbons, Dan Jurgens, and Jim Balint, John Byrne, Roger Cruz, Gary Frank, Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, Tom Grimmett, Brian Hitch, Barry Kitson, Oscar Jimenez, Ladron, Salvador LaRocca, Scott McDaniel, Kerry Nord. Inkers, some of them, Joe Rubinstein, Al Williamson, Paul Neary, Terry Austin, Rick Burchett, Digital Chameleon, Derek Fisher. Colorists, Gregory Wright, Lee Rutledge, Pat Garrity, and a whole bunch of others. So here's the table of contents. You got two introductions, one by Ron Mars and Carl Kasel. Those are brand new, written in 2024. You got DC vs. Marvel 1, 2, and 3, and then you have a break with the original batch, apparently, of the Amalgam comics. I think there is, 12 of them or so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There you go, 10. Then you have DC versus Marvel number 4. And then you have all DC / Marvel All Access 1 through 4, which is a series I did not know existed. And then there's 2 more of those. There's another round of Amalgam comics, another 10 or 12 or so. And then you have What in the World from Green Lantern number 87. Then Unlimited Access number 1 through 4. And then and afterward, I thought there was another one. Okay, so I guess there's only 2. But yeah, basically there's 3 4-issue series, DC vs. Marvel, All Access, and Unlimited Access. You got 12 issues where you're having the DC and Marvel characters go against each other, as well as all the Amalgam books. There are some Amalgam books, there's the introductions, that are not in here due to the writer doing some pretty horrible things. And we will not mention that, but they're not in here. They can be found probably in the other older trade paperbacks, but they're not printed here. So yeah, first off, you start the DC versus Marvel crossover. Again, issues 1 through 3. Here's the cover. A little bit different layout from the crossover classics is that like the covers are just a full bleed. They're not, I think the other ones had a lot more introductions and things like that to each crossover, how it came to be. Although this was all produced in the 1990s, so it was like, all right, here we go. So you get your 2 long introductions on the first couple pages and then straight to the content. And we don't really see any more written words about how this came together, the success of it, until the end of the omnibus. So paging through here really quickly, number 2. I've read these 4 issues of the actual DC vs. Marvel crossover. To be honest, they're not great. They're a little weird. This is that guy, Access, I guess. And then number 3 ends with the actual creation of the Amalgam universe. Here it says, to be continued. So that's why you don't have number 4. You have Super Soldier number 1 by Mark Waid and Dave Gibbons. So yeah, all the Amalgam books are one-shots, basically. They're one-and-done stories. So this is Superman crossed with Captain America. Then you have Bruce Wayne, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is Bruce Wayne crossed with Nick Fury, obviously, fighting Hydra. Here's Nick Fury, or some character like him, right? And then you have Spider-Boy, which is Superboy crossed with Spider-Man, drawn by Mike Wieringo, it looks like. Carl Kiesel doing the writing. So, and Spider-Boy, I guess, was a trademark jointly owned by these 2 companies, and now it's gone to Marvel, so maybe that was part of the process about getting these omnibuses produced. Doing one, here's X-Patrol. I think this is X-Force and Doom Patrol, given that Starfire looks like Shattershot, whatever that guy is. Shatter Starfire, Beastling, Niles Cable, there you go, Elastigirl, and Pharaoh Man. Superman vs. Venom image on the inset there. So there must be a double-page spread. We're accounting for it when we have those things, right? And then here's the one I have read, Legends of the Dark Claw, drawn by Jim Balent, written by Larry Hama, Wolverine writer. So, and the Hyena, I think this guy's name was. He's kind of Sabretooth and Joker combined. And then you have Robin and Jubilee combined as sidekicks. I think I only read this issue once, but it is a gorgeous issue. Jim Balent doing a great job. And that's it. But I love the fact that, just paging through these, all of these comics are written as if there is a second issue out there somewhere, or there will be a second issue. And all of the letters pages are here. All the fake letters pages are here. Everything's saying like, oh, don't forget, we're going to have... I love this issue, or I love that one, or what's coming next. All of them have fake letters pages, and they're all reprinted here in this omnibus. Speed Demon, this is Etrigan, and Ghost Rider. Gorgeous art. I think that's Bart Sears. I guess I could go back and check, but again, just going through it. Scott McDaniel and D.G. Chichester. This is Assassins. So I think that is Elektra and Deathstroke combined. I'm not sure who the other character is supposed to be. Maybe some Cobra thing. There's an ex-villain or something. The Riddler? Enigma? I don't know. Have to read it to find out. Bullets and Braces. This is Castle and Diana. So Punisher and some form of Wonder Woman. Gary Frank doing the art here. And John Ostrander doing the writing. That's fun. Early Gary Frank. Still great, way back in the day. Shows you how long his career has been, that he was, doing stuff in the mid 90s. John Byrne, Terry Austin on Amazon. Obviously, that is Storm and Wonder Woman together. John Byrne doing the art here, obviously. More fake letters pages. And Doctor Strange Fate with Ron Mars and Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. And the return of our character Access. So this one, I believe, leads right into DC versus Marvel number 4, which is the end of that crossover. So yeah, here you have Dark Claw and Hyena. And the Amalgam characters that you were just introduced to are having some more adventures until they get separated yet again. So the DC vs. Marvel book is drawn by Claudio Castellini and Dan Jurgens. Like they each do like half of an issue on, I believe, all those. So the more non-Dan Jurgens stuff is Claudio Castellini, and the Dan Jurgens looks like Dan Jurgens, right? But I think he has a different inker than we normally see, so it looks a little bit different. And that was the end of that. So now you have this stuff I've never read, anything past here. All Access 1 through 4, bringing back Access. And it looks like this one character who remembered the combining of the universes is going crazy. We're revisiting events, and then you have Superman versus Venom, which I didn't know existed. Like, this is stuff, I don't know if there was a trade paperback of these all access or unlimited access series, because I've never seen these images. I've never seen Superman versus Venom, or this image of Superman and Spider-Man with the long hair, right? Very, very interesting stuff. Yeah, didn't know this existed. Yep, here's number 2, Jubilee and Robin, Daredevil, Batman, X-Men, Bishop. Got the JLA going up against the X-Men there. That's fun. Doctor Strange Fate making a comeback, and some more Amalgam characters. We're getting combined again, which means I think here comes the second wave of the Amalgam comics. Generation Hex. That looks like Generation X and Jonah Hex. Here's Chamber mixed with Jonah Hex, or as a cowboy or something like that. Who's doing the art on here? Peter Milligan and Paulina. Looking for the title page, but it's probably later in the issue. But that looks really, really interesting. Super Soldier, Man of War, so another Captain America and Superman crossover here. Dave Gibbons, Mark Waid. Doing some art here, doing co-plotting. And Jimmy Palmiotti on the inks. So very similar to that first crossover we got with the same art team, so they must have liked doing it, working together. X-Patrol, so what is that? Doom Patrol and X-Force again. Curse of Blood. So man, I didn't realize these were like second issues. And then, yeah, this looks like Bart Sears some more. Or no, this is Brian Hitch. There you go, Brian Hitch, early Brian Hitch. And soon after this, Dark Claw Adventures. So this is Ty Templeton, Rick Burchett, who were doing the Batman adventures at the time of the animated series. So this is a animated version of Dark Claw. That's fun. More letters pages. Bat Thing, Man Thing, and Man Bat. Kind of weird. JLX Unleashed. Christopher Priest and Phil Jimenez, I guess. Doesn't look like Phil Jimenez. Maybe he's a different guy. Oh, doesn't say there. I wonder if we're missing some title pages, or I'm just... There you go. Oscar Jimenez. Sorry, Phil. Magnetic Men featuring Magneto. That's Barry Kitson artwork there. Spider-Boy team up with Legion. Galactic Guardians 2099. So Legion of Superheroes and Guardians of the Galaxy, the future version combined there. Wow, look at that. Ladron, penciler. That looks incredible. Holy cow. So much detail. Challengers of the Fantastic, Tom Grummett, Carl Kiesel. Challengers of the Unknown and Fantastic Four combination there. Obviously. Iron Lantern, Green Lantern, Iron Man. This is by, what does it say? Kurt Busiek and Paul Smith. There you go. Very interesting. Thorion of the new Asgods. So Thor and Orion. So you got Asgard and New Genesis. It looks awesome. John Romita Jr. there. I bet Simonson wrote it. But I'm not going back to look. Lobo the Duck. Lobo and Howard the Duck combined. And then Unlimited Access, number 1 through 4. So Pat O'Leaf here on art, written by Carl Kiesel. And yeah, this was, I guess, produced by Marvel, because at the time, I remember picking up an issue of Wolverine, No Way Back, 1 through 1 of 4, with these same previously pages. I think all the Spider-Man titles had them at the same time. If I had an issue of some issue starring Prodigy or Dusk with these same previously pages. So this kind of gives you a wrap-up of what happened in the last 2. And then we're back to the Marvel vs. DC adventures. So here's Spider-Man and Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Jonah Hex, and Batlash, right? Here's Legion and Wolverine in the future. That's fun. Giant Man and the Flash. Awesome stuff. So, not to page through this too much because I do want to read it. Here's the afterwards. And then here's the extras, boys and girls. This is like a whole trade paperback of extras. Massive trade paperback of extras. This is page 982. And it goes all the way to, what is there, almost 1,200 pages? Yeah. 1,200 pages of extras. So 220 some odd pages of extras. And I think the coolest thing here, after these afterwards, I didn't know these existed. DC versus Marvel trading cards. They're all here. You know what the best part is? There's an Azrael trading card right there. Look at my boy. Beautiful. Pencils by Barry Kitson, of course. Awesome. So yeah, it says here's the back of the cards on the opposite page in the same layout. That's pretty cool. So the trading cards are all here. These different battles. Electro versus Black Lightning. Batman versus Bullseye. All this stuff I don't think was in the main series or anything like that. Oh, here's a combination. Wow, look at that. That is so cool. We got all the cards and you put them together to create one image. I had one of the Danger Room before that. Batman vs. Cap, that's cool. Man. And then Amalgam trading cards, here you go. With the backs again. Beautiful presentation. Again, all these black pages are trading cards. That's awesome. Oh, and then here's where maybe their first appearance could have been. That's so fun. Sleuth Comics number 27. Maybe it's that first edition of Dark Claw. May 1939. That's awesome. Power Blast. Judgment League Avengers number 4. March 1964, where Super Soldier comes back. Hilarious. Look at all these. Beautiful. And then some posters. And then we get to the pullouts. Oh my gosh, ladies and gents. The pullouts here are amazing. Some Overstreet fan covers, Marvel Vision covers. Here's a poster by Claudio Castellini. It's 3 pages long. Beautiful, beautiful. And then on the back side, you got what's on your actual spine of the book, the actual hardback. This image by Dan Jurgens. And then, not just one, here's another one. 2 pages here with Joe Madureira doing the Amalgam universe. Look at that. That's beautiful. And then on the flip side here on the insert, this is a poster of Wizard number 69 by Rodolfo DiMaggio and Carl Kessel, who credited themselves on the top of the taxi. Just incredible work. That's awesome that is here. Wizard cover by Gary Frank, number 56. 69 by Ty Templeton. 84 by Michael Ringo. I'm not sure why this is in here. I don't see any Amalgam characters other than Spider-Boy. Maybe that's why he's here. He's in the bottom cover, on the bottom, and you just can't see him. Oh, there he's on the top. There he is. All right. My focus is all off because my finger's in the way. Overstreet. Here's the trade paperback covers that there were. 1, 2, 3, 4 trade paperbacks. So you could probably track these down for a pretty decent price now that the Omnibus is out. People probably looking to get rid of theirs, not knowing that there's 2 issues not missing in here because of some terrible shit that writer did. And then you have the pencils to the Jim Lee cover in here, and the colors, which I'm kind of unsure why those are there, because the very last page of this Omnibus is another fold out of that same image. Alternate fight pages. This is if you remember there was a vote of who won what fight. So this is what if Lobo won versus Wolverine, etc. And there's one missing, said it was Lost to Time, Captain America versus Batman, the alternate one of that. Some art making of from the different artists across all these books. Pencils, Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. Pencils from Scott McDaniel. Howard Porter art, sketches. Just tons of extras back here. Tons and tons and tons. And then we get some scripts and proposals in the back. Memos, notes, like this was somebody's notes, and they put that in the back. This is probably literally everything they still have that was produced from this crossover that they put in the back of this book. This is a beautiful archive, this Omnibus. I am so impressed with the love and care. All these emails, the original pitch for the Access miniseries, just wonderful. And the forwards and afterwards from those original trade paperbacks. Awesome. And then remembering Mark Grunwald. And then, yeah, here's the pull-out of the Jim Lee cover and the pencils, just like the last Omnibus. So pretty impressive collection. Again, this is a one-time only printing is what everybody was told. So if you have the funds and you want this Omnibus, go get it now. It's still available on retailers. You can still get it at a discount. I got mine from cheapgraphicnovels.com. I pre-ordered mine a long time ago to make sure I got one, but I know that they probably printed a ton of these and the crossover classics. My local comic book shop, Epic Comics here in Orlando, had I think 2 copies of the crossover classics omnibus that they had in their store just waiting to sell. So there are still some out there on shelves if you want to go buy it that way also. So it's not too late. Go check it out. 2024, 2025 is the year to track these down if you can before they disappear and people start trying to resell them on eBay for insane amounts of money. This is going on my bookshelf, never to be sold, that's for dang sure, unless it's absorbently. But I mean, this is printed by DC, and DC doesn't do their omnibuses digitally. Like Marvel does all their stuff on Comixology. So if you sell a Marvel omnibus, you can buy the iPad version for $35 and still have all the contents. But DC doesn't do that. So until they start doing that, you know, maybe I'm never going to think about selling this. But I just love how everything is in here and all the extras and stuff like that. So super fun, super cool. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think of the Amalgam Age of Comics down below in the comments, and we will see you guys next time in the Funny Pages.